Formatting documents with Groff, this time on HakTip. Welcome to HakTip, the show where we break down concepts, tools, and techniques for hackers, gurus, and IT ninjas. I'm your host, Shannon Morrison. Today, we are working with Groff. One of the best parts of Linux is its capabilities for multiple users and multiple processes. Since Linux is a very light platform, it's completely possible to manipulate it to do pretty much whatever you need. This is one of the many reasons why so many devs and admins really prefer it over some other operating system. Now with text processing and formatting, we've done a whole lot of fun stuff right here in the terminal, but today we are going to take it a step further with a program called Groff. So Groff derives from Roff, which stood for runoff, and its descendants Nroff and Troff. Yeah, they're a little bit confusing, but these were basically used for outputting docs to old school printers. Now Roff was first created, get this, in 1971, and it has lived on for a very, very long time. Another formatter, which is called TEX, which is actually pronounced tech, not text, was created in 1989 and is used for typesetter output, and that's basically the alternative to Roff or Groff now that you would see. So Groff originally came from Troff, and it is the GNU implementation of it. Now while you probably won't be using any of these really old school commands anytime soon, you can use Groff in the terminal to do some pretty cool stuff. So today I'm going to show you some examples of Groff. So here's an example building upon some of the previous commands that we've already learned on here on HakTip. So first we're going to look at the man page for ls with zcat, and to do that, and zcat is basically a cool version of cat, we'll type in zcat /usr /share /man, actually these are forward slashes, man1, and then /ls.1.gz, and I'm going to pipe that over to head, just so that it's shorter and it doesn't take up all of the space on the screen. And okay, so what we see here, well, it looks rather weird. It's basically an uncompressed version of the text for the man page without any formatting. So you see all of the different options here, and nothing has been really prettyized into human speak. So in order to make it pretty, we type in man ls, and I'm going to pipe it to head. Okay, so this is what you normally see whenever you man ls or man page any of the other programs and options that we have used, any of the commands that we have shown so far on HakTip. So this is the final formatting that you see of a man page, and it basically reformats everything that you see here to give you this really nice, pretty output that you are so used to seeing on those man pages. So what happens here is that man pages are rendered by Groff using a macro package called mandoc. And if you want to see this in action, I'll give you another example. So this time we're going to type in zcat again, and since I already did it once, I'm just going to hit up a couple of times so that it's there for me. I'm going to pipe this over to Groff instead of previously just piping it to head. So Groff mandoc, tac capital T, and I'm going to type in ASCII and hit enter. All right, so what is happening here? Well, it looks like we got the man page again, and it looks all pretty-ized, so nothing is weird going on here. So this is basically taking that command for that ls program for the mandoc, and it's piping it over to Groff. So makes sense so far. Groff then uses the macro package called mandoc to compile the text, and the tac capital T ASCII tells Groff to output the encoding format to ASCII. Now if you don't specify that, Groff is going to output into PostScript. So if I type that again, right here, and just erase those two, then we get a bunch of gobbledygook if you don't actually say, hey, format it in ASCII. Okay, so you have so far seen the two different outputs that we get with Groff in the terminal, but what if I wanted to create a file? Now I could take this output, if you will, and then I could stick it into a printer-friendly file. I could do a PDF, I could do a PS, pretty much whatever I want. So in this case, I'm going to turn it into a .ps file. So in order to do that, I'm going to type in zcat again. So same thing as usual, and I'm just going to hit up and ups to go find my previous command so I don't have to type it in again. And I'm going to pipe this to Groff, and I'll do mandoc again so that it formats correctly. And I am going to output this over to the desktop and just tab to complete that. And this time I'm going to call it ls.ps so that it makes sense. Hit enter, and all right, so it's creating a new file right here. there we go, it's done with the file. If I hit enter twice, you'll see that it pulls up my text processing program, and I can scroll through. Look how pretty that is. It looks like a book. It's so lovely. And I even have the nice little header and a footer too, which is really cool. Look, February 2017. I feel like I need to upgrade my operating system. I know. Now I could even turn this .ps into a .pdf by simply typing in and using a program called PS2PDF. And it's very similar to basically changing over files to another conversion as well for any other standard file output. So if I wanted to do a PS2 TXT, I could probably do that as well and use the same kind of command. So in this case, I'm going to do PS2 PDF, and it just so happens to be spelled just like it sounds. And I'm going to / that to desktop, and I'm going to be using the ls.ps file that I already created. And I'm going to change that to, again, I'm just going to put it on the desktop so you can see it created, and I'm going to call this one ls.pdf. And when I hit enter, it should create a new file. There we go. Okay, so it's converted that PS file to PDF, and now I have all of that lovely information in a PDF, which would be super easy to print onto whatever printer I feel like printing it to. So I think that's super easy and really cool, and it has tons of possibilities, but I'm going to be right back with more after a quick break. IT people, you know how it is. When all of those alerts and tickets light up your monitor like July 4th fireworks, you are not being productive, you're just stressed out. No mere mortal can analyze all of those alerts and respond to all of those tickets, but luckily I got some good news for you. You can immediately reduce all of that noise with MoogSoft AI Ops. MoogSoft AI Ops is an algorithmic IT ops platform that reduces your IT alerts and tickets by up to 99%, and that is guaranteed. MoogSoft AI Ops platform integrates with all of your existing IT tools, and MoogSoft's patented technology correlates events into actionable work items called situations, so that you can focus on tackling the stuff that actually matters to your job. So in one case study, a company was experiencing a lot of alert fatigue. They were dealing with lack of context, thousands of alert tickets, all sorts of stuff like that. MoogSoft helped with reactive approaches to incident response tickets by enabling time to value, easing the integration of ITSM tools and existing monitoring, and increasing that quality of event correlation across multiple tools. They saw a 33% reduction in mean time to restore in the business. With MoogSoft AI Ops, you can reduce your IT alerts and tickets by up to 99% right now. Visit moogsoft.com to get a demo. That is MOOGSOFT.com, moogsoft.com. All right, so that about wraps up today's hack tip. You have officially seen all of the most popular and useful text and document formatting tools available on the Linux terminal, but I would like to know what commands you would like me to cover next. So hit me up, tips@hak5.org, and be sure to check out our sister show Hak5 for more great stuff just like this, and I'll be there reminding you to trust your Technolust.